Maneva na sema PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV de osia dem yopo.
Hello, welcome to PENDREAM TV. Viewers, what you are about to watch will shock you to the core. In the wake of national tragedy, instead of mourning and standing together as a people, some NPP youths and Kofi Akpalu were caught celebrating. Yes, celebrating, which Owusu calls this not just foolishness but pure madness. Excuse my words, that's what he said. Stay tuned as we break it down, his fiery reaction and why this has sparked outrage across the nation. Do subscribe as well, like and also share to your friends to watch what is happening in the political arena and what is currently happening. We bring you more, and don't forget to. Thank you.
Well, just join us. We are talking about the national tragedy that we are all mourning. In fact, this evening there will be a night of memorials and tributes at the forecourt of the State House. Mr. Owusu. Good morning.
Co-panelist, Comrade Pratt, in the midst of the difficulty, I'll still wish you a glorious, happy birthday. It's not a time that we should have had this, but everything happens for the good of it. My sister Jifa, has been a while. Grateful that you were strong enough to be able to deliver, because this is not a good time. And my brother Ninoy, I mean, interestingly, the odd one today on this set, if you compare it to the program that we had on the 28th of June, is Jifa. Yes, because on that day, Mutala was here. And that is what hurts me more. And you would remember, before the program, we had series of discussions. In fact, on that day, he was forcing that Ni becomes a consultant. You remember? Because he had so much knowledge in the science and environment space. So he kept insisting. So after the program, he sent Ni a message that, please, for the sake of this country, consider what our brother was saying. Only to come here today and begin this program without him. Senna, all those that have lost their lives. You see, I've said that the moment a president is elected, there is a nation to govern. We will do our politics all right. But campaigning, active campaigning comes in when it's about a year to elections. The rest of the time is for nation building. What I've realized the last 2 days, Senna, is not encouraging. I think we latched onto something that we ourselves did not understand. The democracy we are practicing is a sham. It's not nothing or anything to write home about. Because you see clearly, those that are rejoicing on this tragic situation, and those that are mourning, and you look at them, it's a partisan divide. So what is this? This morning, I don't want to even go into the arena of that. What's the name of that gentleman? Akpalu. I will not. I will leave him to his conscience and his gray hair. Let his conscience and his gray hair lead him to whatever determination he makes. That's such a tragic situation. I have been to the house or the family house of Alhaji Muniru. I have been to that of Mutala, and I have been to Omane Muhammad's house. Together with our leader, Mr. Lanchamante. I have seen at first hand how families are devastated, how dreams have been shattered, how they may never get people of that caliber in their families. Akpalu chose this occasion, not any other occasion, to go and sit on Wontumi TV. And what was his disposition? That because cocoa prices were not increased to a certain amount, God was speaking to us. This is not only foolishness, this is madness. That is why I always tell you that Article 42 of our Constitution must be always reinforced. We must do what we call mind analysis. That people of sound mind, before someone puts himself up to be an assemblyman, a parliamentarian, a president, we must analyze the man. It's done in the US. Cognitive position of the person. He goes to say this nonsense, and the next day he comes to apologize. This is how we are treated too. But that is not enough. There is also another damning one that you wonder whether we are now breeding people who are not from this world. That a group of young NPP activists goes to have a Zoom meeting, and what they are discussing is that they are enjoying the death. They are so happy. In fact, they were even calling, they were praying that it would have happened to Sami Jemfi. Hey, Sana, is that where our politics are got into? If this is politics, I'm not interested. The politics that you rejoice when someone is dead. No. It's a contest of ideas. Ni is here, Jafar is here, Mr. Practice. We all express our opinions. After that, we go away. What is this big deal? Why must I wish that any of them died before I become relevant? So, for me, it is something that we have to deal with going forward. If it is this democracy that we want to practice, then we must invest in it to begin to renew minds. Because it seems to me that people do not even understand the system that we are practicing, which is not good. In terms of the rest of the people, I've already said, but those that are gone are heroes, as we will refer to them. Since Wednesday, it is the mirror that has captured my thoughts in a succinct way. From service to silence. That is a banner headline the mirror gave it to it this morning. And I believe that that is how this thing must be seen. From service. They were serving their nation. In fact, they were going to perform a duty, a state function. None of them knew this was going to happen. In fact, Omani Boama, I knew him the day he was contesting to become the NUG's president. I had never met him anywhere. I was on KUSC campus. They brought him. Those days when there was an election on the KUSC campus, we were champions. So not today that you people don't respect us. His family member brought him to me as an NPP member, and we were the kingpins of the TESCON. That he was one of our own, so we must do everything possible. We marshaled all the forces on the campus and made sure that he won the election. Immediately he won. His first statement got NPP people annoyed. That, hey, because his first statement was to caution government. I said, hey, we work for you only to come and caution government. It was one of the reasons why systematically he was dragged out of the party, because people forgot, including myself, that at that material time he was not serving the party interest, but he was the National Union of Ghana Students president. As for Murtala, was it not because of Murtala and Sweeney that you people took me to Tamale? On the 30th of December, mark that date, we were in a Christmas mood. We had Alaji and Alaji in Tamale. In fact, on this particular set, we are not less than 10 times that I met Murtala here. But you see, it is bringing a lot of memories because you see, last year we lost a gem, Dr. Percy, on Alaji and Alaji. This year we have lost who? Dr. Sampiali. Sampiali, I remember there was a time, a day, he and Jiva, the two of them, what they did to me on set. That time was in NPP, me and them. And now, Dr. Mutala, maybe we have to, as Alaji, organize our own funeral. A memorial for these gallant men. It's very important. Alaji Muniru, so humble a person. As for Dr. Sapon, his human relationship, his in-depth analysis, oh, you love him. So unfortunate, I never met any of the army guys. Samuel Abuaji, I know the family. But for someone to be trained to become a pilot is not a joke, especially in our country, which is so competitive. And to those that are saying that these were inexperienced people, to be a squadron leader, a squadron is equivalent to a major in the army. People are not educated.
Exactly.
And as understand married a month ago. Yesterday night, I saw the wife of Manichum Ampadu, the flying officer. So sad. But it has happened. The truth of the matter is that once you are born, the next thing you must expect is what? Death. The only painful aspect of it is that the when, we all don't know, and the how. It is the how that is now paining us. Because we didn't expect them to go this way. We all know we will go. One day I will not come and sit here. But the how is what we are mourning. And this morning I'll take inspiration once again from that Iluma song. Makramo. When you see me today, discuss whatever you will discuss. For you may never see me again. And that will be our departing or parting words. It was on that solemn day, the 28th of June, that Mutala exposed to me that people had attempted bribing him with $500,000. You were here, physical cash. That a friend and no person in the National Democratic Congress took the money to his office, wanted to give to him, he refused. I'm happy you were here. He shared it freely. And he couldn't believe that people were so much into money. Money. And one of his wishes, and this the government must do, because it was one of the things that he said on that day, that money was meant to bribe his conscience because people were just buying CSR lands left, right, center. And that the professors and the doctors over there, they were no more thinking about the country, but how to steal. He had even commissioned PricewaterhouseCoopers to do a thorough audit. And he had even warned Pricewaterhouse that he had his own set of information. And that if they were going to write any report that would whitewash whatever was going to come out, it would be another matter because you will expose them. Pricewaterhouse will still be waiting to wait for that report to reach him. For this one, he has given me clean and clear information. So now we know that lands have been sold. He was to be bribed to shut up. Does it not give you a clue? Were those who were there before, were they bribed to keep quiet? For which reason lands have been sold? It's not a good situation. Now, I agree with you once again. How the post-event is not only limited to some of these crashes, even road accident. Sometimes you go and see a tanker, fuel tanker, involved in an accident, and people are busily drawing the fuel. Hey! They don't care. So it's about time we invest time and energy in some of this, especially catching the young ones, educating them, in situations of emergency, what are people to do? I also saw someone hold a part of the plane that he was going to keep it in the house for scrap. How? And I believe that we can deal with such matters by also involving journalists, because in all these situations, if journalists are also trained in security matters, they also get to some of these places. They could advise immediately, so that we can gather information. Once again, I couldn't agree with those that have spoken, or my sister Jifa, the more that the conspiracy theory must be eschewed from our body politic. Anytime, this is the only country that prophets only see bad things. They don't see good things. They only see death. Senator, today you are not the president of Ghana. For Christ's sake, become president of Ghana. All the visions will be about you. Today they are not seeing anything about Senna. If Senna is not going to die, Senna is going to have stroke. If Senna is not going to have stroke, Senna may not see the mother. If Senna, what is this? You saw it, and so what? When your Bible has told you that God reveals to redeem, we beg. This is a scientific arena. It is the reason why the country itself, Ghana, we have an act called Act 1028. Aircraft Accident and what? Incident Investigation Act. There are procedures. If you go to the Chicago Convention, Annex 13, it spells out how investigations are supposed to be conducted. So at this stage, there is what we call data gathering, then we move to data analysis and the reporting. And the essence is not to apportion blame anywhere. The essence is to avert future occurrence. That is all is supposed to be done. Not to apportion blame. It has happened already. Was it a technical fault? Was it a human error? Was it a bad weather? How do we deal with it? Are planes not fit for purpose? If not fit for purpose, how do we replenish them? These are crucial matters that have to be dealt with. And not conspiracy theories. By ignoramus. By ignoramus. And they want us to accept that. No, we are not going to accept that. So we would encourage, I understand the president has put in place a team. Fortunately, the black box has been secured. That is all we need. It will be subjected to forensic analysis. Pilots communicate. So you have the voice, the last words, they were communicating. That's the beauty of, in any case, the amount of fatalities by air is negligible. If you were to compare to road accident, between January to date, 1,500 able-bodied Ghanaians, maybe you have some few foreigners in there, are already gone. Last year we are told 2,000 plus, so added to it 3,000 something, they are gone. So it comes back to comprehensive policy to deal with our transport matters. Road safety. It's not negotiable. If we have to retrain our drivers, we have to. Our roads are not good. It's a known fact that we have death traps that we are dealing with. So we have to take it into consideration. Either than that, whether in the US or Europe or advanced countries, jets do crash. You think Kofi Bryant will be stupid to go and engage a half-baked pilot? But he died. So we shouldn't go there. Now our attention once again has to be drawn to what was captured in Daddy Lumbe's song. So when I'm gone, do not cry for me that is gone, but do take care of the children and the family that I will be leaving behind. That is the gravamen of the issue. Whether you like it or not, Tamale Central, someone is lacing the boot. Whether you like it or not, in the midst of this melee, someone is lobbying to become the next Minister of Science and Environment and what? Defense. That is the reality of politics. Now after that, what next to the families? I don't know whether when you become a minister, the state even has any insurance for you. The army, what is there for them? This is where we have to begin to have a comprehensive review of our system. To have an insurance policy, because some of them, the children, they are not old, young. Amani too the same. What about Laji Muniru? I saw the children. What about Anala? What about Mani Ampadu? 3 months old baby. As for Anala, I understand this year 3 of the family members. Tragic situation. And Nasado, married freshly. This country, even when the woman has never married before, it's difficult to even get a husband. You know stigmatization. How is the woman going to get out of, how is society going to help her out of this situation? That is what interests me the more. And at this stage, I want us all to commit this into memory. That beyond the tears, we must begin to think about how we will help these families. If there will be a fund for them, it will not be bad. Else, serving your nation will not be attractive. Because day in and day out, we were just told by me that he has used this helicopter before. You think tomorrow, if the same helicopter is parked there and people are asked to go inside, now people will be thinking thrice. Is that not the case? Even the pilots themselves will be thinking thrice. And for me, it's very important. Now, what were they going to do? That seems to be my other issue. We'll come to that.
We'll come to the cooperative mining thing.
We'll come to the cooperative mining.
We'll come to it.
So, as you will be coming to the cooperative mining, I want to conclude by saying, I am not a regular visitor of the church. That is unfortunate. But I believe that our being has never been democratic. Senna, was there any discussion between you and the Creator before they created you? Has there ever been any discussion between we and the Creator before He takes us out? So there is nothing we can do. Families must take heart. They must put themselves together. Let's grieve over it. This one is natural, you can't take it out. But beyond that, let us be consoled that they serve their country. It is a service to the country, to humanity, that is most important. All the worldly things we come and look for is nothing. This is the end of man, and this is how all of us should go. But after our departure, what will society be saying about us? How well did we serve our society? At least these people, all of us can have some meaningful things to say about them. And if worshipping or serving your maker, like as I knew Mutala to be, hardly would he construct 3 words would I say wallahi. Practicing, he said it, kept saying it on this platform. I'm a practicing Muslim. I know a man to have his faith in Christ. Alhaji Muniru, a staunch Muslim. The military people, I believe so. I don't have much information about them. We only pray that they have an eternal rest. I'll end my submission here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And one of the things I've been saying constantly is how he always uses that phraseology, Allah is the master planner. That's what he always says. Mutala, every time he says it.
Yes, back to where we were before election 2024. And then now we have been hit so hard. So I strongly believe that this will be the time that all of us will be very serious with the matter. You see, the issue of Galamsey, it has become so difficult to fight it. Not because we do not know those that are doing it, but because those that are doing it are so powerful in society. They are the decision makers. So it's like telling us that giving a thief a responsibility to go and catch fellow thieves. How is that going to work out? In this country, you trace some of these things to how we fund our political activities. And it is one of the reasons why you are having good men and women not wanting to venture into the arena of politics. They know they don't have the money, they know they don't have the means. They want to preserve their integrity. So now it's so difficult to do genuine politics in this country because of the way and manner we have monetized the system. So these people will deliberately come and finance you in your time of need. You are touring the entire country, you are going to visiting constituencies, you want to speak to people. In a country where you go and speak to audience, young ones who do not have money or who do not have employment. And when you are done, the last thing they will ask you is, they say, meaning, where is the money? So it's not about the message that you gave to them. It's not about the plan that you gave to them. It's not about whether or not when you come, you can help them or uplift them from their situation. But how much did you give me in terms of money or item 13? So if you know this, you are compelled to go back to these people for them to finance you. Now they will finance you, you get to power, and they will come back to you. That this was the business that we were doing, and we continue to do that. We use the proceeds to fund your activities. So when you are confronted with such a situation, Senna, how do you then deal with it? This is where we find ourselves, and that is why we are unable to deal with the matter. So the first issue has to do with how we fund our political activities. If we say we are going to practice democracy, then we must take the bitter pill of sponsoring or funding political parties. I mean, there has to be a criteria to becoming a political party. If you have to go by the South African way, where the amount of votes that you garner even determines representation in parliament, we can do that. And that also has a potential of even reducing the over-partisan nature that we are experiencing in this country. The two-horse race for political parties is not good for our system. There has to be some infusion of other ideas in our parliament here and there. So let's handle it. Number two, there has to be a clear-cut guidelines on mining. There seem not to be. You have the Forestry Commission doing something, you have the Minerals Commission doing something, you have the ministry itself doing something. You don't know where the convergent point. So that once we are able to do that, that can also help. But then, as a country, realistically or genuinely, for the last 100 years that we have involved ourselves in mining, Senna, can anybody convince you that mining has been beneficial to this country? The last hour challenged the Chamber of Mines and all the mining companies to come and explain to us the benefits that we have received or gotten from mining, vis-a-vis the negative effects of their activities. I have lived in Obuasi before. As a result of the actions and inactions, and here we are not even talking about the small-scale miners alone. And the so-called big, but they are worse off. Anglo Gold mined for all these years in Obuasi, and when you go to Obuasi, it's a typical village. So who can convince me that has been benefit? Now, as though that was not enough, go to Takwa, another typical village. But you have the Anglo Gold Ashanti there, you have the Goldfish Ghana there, you have the Ghana Manganese there, all these big mining companies until recently. Not even the entire township is started. Nothing to write home about. As for Pristia, the first time I got there, I said, is this also part of our country called Ghana? Recently, the Brim areas. Go there and see. Go to the Nzimari, the Elembele area. Go and see what is happening there. So, mining in terms of its contribution to our GDP or its contribution to our development has been overstated. If you are going to do a dispassionate analysis of the situation, it is the reason why this time around, policymakers, something must cause swift action. You see, you cannot use conventional means to deal with conventional problems. While we are as a country, we must always use unconventional means. We must go hard. The people that we are dealing with were in this country that were told that Yomobega, a village, Abirwaningra, you heard of it? That is a country that we had national security setups, we had all the security apparatus. There was a community, actually a community consisting of close to 10,000 human beings from all the neighboring countries mining, and we never got to know of it. What is this? And what is so annoying is that those that are even involved in mining, majority of them are not coming from this country. They are from our neighbors. So when they are destroying it, there is no sympathy for the environment. Look, and here, Jifa, you are here. You are here with me in opposition. You said you were going to revoke the LI 2462. Interestingly, on that fateful day, on the 28th of June 2025, it was one of the issues I took with our brother Mutala, that you were also vociferous. After the show, you were there, that you tried to further expatiate. But the good thing was that he wasn't happy with it, except engineering from within. People that monocratic politicians, charlatans, as Mr. Proud to call them. So that issue has to be revoked. That LI has to go. Number two, we must prosecute them. How is it that faithful professor, Professor Frimpong Boateng, was so magnanimous to the people of this country, wrote a beautiful report, cited all the Galamsey connoisseurs in this country, the big fishes, and we cannot go after them? That report has to be actionized. I need the Attorney General recently, in referring Yamin and Abanga to the Iyoko, also said that that report has to be investigated. By the way, what has happened to that investigation, Iyoko must tell us. Because in that said letter to Iyoko, the Attorney General, who was clear in his mind, said, based on a credible report. Because Galamsey is not done in secrecy. I don't know whether you've been to the Takwa, Bogosu, Japa areas, through to Dunkwa. Every 100 meters that they are doing Galamsey, there's a police barrier. So last time I asked one of them whether they are the ones supervising them to destroy the land. So we have to, there shouldn't be any messes. Else where we are going, Senna, we may never have a country called Ghana. Because we are destroying our water bodies. Now the turbidity levels, it still remains at 14,000 NTU. Even the so-called bottled water that we are drinking, now the chemical content, because they have to do a lot of distillation to add a lot of chemicals. What about those that cannot afford this bottled water? It means they have to die. So let us take it very serious. Let the death of these people mark the turning point, so that we move away from the rhetorics. We had promised that we are going to ban mining for a year to restructure the sector. Some say, where were you going to get money from? Have you asked yourself, those countries without mines, how do they survive? We have a lot of money that we don't prioritize our activities. We expend anyhow. Important matters, we will never have money. Trivial matters that you see monies being invested there. And it is the reason why we are not seeing the benefits of our taxes. Once we do that, Senna, we will make a headway. And this country will be back. I'll end it here.
Thank you. Thank you. Jifa.
Senna,
And there you have it. Solomon Owusu has spoken his mind without fear of favor. But now it's over to you. Do you think this is politics as usual or has a line of decency been across? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Let's hear your voice. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to PENDREAM TV for more fearless political analysis and break news. Until next time, stay tuned.
Dedi kama mamena PENDREAM TV ase. Na so far so good. Say open online portal e wo Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.